Katrina was an unbelievable disaster, unlike anything we've ever experienced in our country. I wanted to know, how do African Americans cope with this? Because African Americans in this area, I knew well from my own research in the French Caribbean, live in big families. I recruited a filmmaker. We found a family in Dallas. 155 people all came to Dallas to escape Katrina in advance. And I later learned, after we got permission to work with them, and I started mapping their kinship system, that these were just a part of that big family. That big family was 300 people or more. They had come from the bayou in St. Bernard Parish, the lower part of the parish, and they'd all come together to Dallas. And we tracked them for 20 months and produced a film called Still Waiting: Life After Katrina. Their lives were connected to each other. They clearly had an important place for food in their family system and gathering. And when they went back to the bayou to try to rebuild, what I noticed was that they couldn't really effectively recapture all those cultural resources that they'd had. They were shoved into little bitty FEMA trailers. They couldn't communicate with FEMA or road home. There were all kinds of problems related to how their family used to operate and how they were able to operate, because nobody in the bureaucracies understood who they were. The recovery culture did not think about who these people were or what they needed. That was the end of the film, and because they were still in FEMA trailers and still in very bad shape, I wanted to keep going. And so for 6 more years, I worked with the family to document what their struggles were, to try to recapture a life that was ordinary and everyday, where their cultural resources could really be central to their everyday lives and provide the strength and the comfort that they needed. It took 6 years, and so that's what this book is about. This book, Standing in the Need, Culture, Comfort, and Coming Home After Katrina, is about how this family went through all the upheavals really related to this culture gap between the recovery culture system and their cultural system, their universe, what they needed, and all the gaps between those that weren't addressed. That's what I've documented here.